I'm Harry Levinson, a longtime lithographer, and currently I consult in lithography. And today I'm going to share some reflections on the recent SPIE Advanced Lithography and Patterning Symposium. I think the first thing to say about the event was that it was really excellent. Many very good technical presentations, and it was also nice during the coffee breaks to interact with colleagues and talk about all the new and interesting things that we learn. With leading edge semiconductor manufacturing using EUV lithography extensively, it was natural that EUV lithography was going to be a central part of the symposium, and indeed it was. It was also therefore very appropriate that this year's Fritz Zernike Award recipient was Tony Yen, who received the award for his contributions for bringing EUV lithography to a reality in high volume manufacturing. On the technical side of EUV lithography, many papers had to do with EUV resists, and that's because they continue really to limit resolution. So quite a bit of work needs to be done there. And much of what we saw had to do with new lithography platforms, metal oxide resists, multi-trigger resists, scissioning resists, even vacuum deposited resists. And a lot of progress is being made there, but I think in spite of that, it seems that the old workhorse chemically amplified resists still seem to be the ones used currently in high volume manufacturing. I think, though soon with the progress being made, we'll start to see some of these other platforms getting used. One of the challenges the lithographers face is the fact that we really need to now collect quite a bit of data in order to qualify new resists. It's not like the old days where we could shoot a few focus exposure matrices and learn from that whether we had a good resist that would work for us or not. We need a lot of defect data, and often those data need to be taken after etch. Moreover, with these EUV resists, there's a lot of co-optimization that's important. Co-optimizing with the underlayers, the filters used to remove particle defects, and even the solvents used for the resists. And with all this co-optimization, that really again adds to the complexity and the speed that therefore is affected at which we can make progress in resists. But nevertheless, things are moving along, and we saw a lot of good things at the symposium. A fair amount of what was presented regarding EUV lithography was looking ahead to the next generation of high-NA EUV lithography. This included more work on resists, looking at feature sizes at the 10 nanometer half pitch and smaller. There were also presentations on stitching, which could be necessary in order to make large chips with the half-field high-NA systems. And overlay is also another aspect of the stitching that was given consideration in papers at the conference. There were, we saw progress on pellicles, which are still not widely used in EUV lithography, at least compared to the way they are in optical lithography. And so we did see some progress, but there's further room for improvement. From ASML, we learned some things about what will be coming out in future systems. One important aspect of those new tools will be illuminators that will enable down to 10% pupil fill without a loss of throughput. And I expect this to be very important for addressing mask 3D effects. These new illuminators will also have one fewer mirror that will enable for the same source output power up to twice as much light to reach the wafer, addressing the issue of photon shot noise and productivity on the tools. ASML also said that they are considering hyper NA lithography. NA's 0.75 or perhaps even higher. And there were additional papers talking about some of the issues besides the actual making of the lens and mask that would come with that. As we're looking at these exceedingly small features, and we need to collect large amounts of data in order to properly characterize our lithography, metrology was certainly an important topic for the conference. We have to collect large amounts of data to have good process control. For example, one of the papers from ASML talked about on their optical tools that the overlay model can now have up to 57 terms. So we need a lot of data to fit such a complex model. And of course, we need to collect a lot of defect data to address the problem of resist stochastics. What makes this very challenging, not only just because we have to collect a lot of data, but because of the small feature sizes, many of these measurements are beyond the capabilities of optical lithography. So therefore, we saw a focus on eBeam lithography, or eBeam metrology, which can, of course, provide the resolution we need. But on the other hand, it has now a throughput issue. And so there are some papers talking about multiple beam, electron beam systems that can hopefully give us the resolution we need and the good throughput as well. Another technology that seems to be in which there's been renewed interest is direct write lithography. This had been used in manufacturing somewhat several decades ago, but again, because of the throughput issue, no longer has been used very much outside of laboratories. But there are several presentations, including one at the eBeam Initiative lunch that talked about direct write lithography, and that could be another important tool in our toolbox in the future for certain types of security applications, personalization, and also patterning the very large substrates that are coming with the advanced packaging. Another topic that where we saw a lot of papers was that of curvilinear features. This is a topic where we've seen a few papers here and there over the years, but we saw quite a number of them. And now they're really focusing on a lot of the important practical aspects of implementing curvilinear features, data formats, mask rules checks, design rules checks, those types of things. So curvilinear features really seem to be something that is on its way. So all in all, just a very interesting conference. Said lots of good papers, lots of good opportunities to interact with colleagues. And as always, I'm looking forward to next year's Advanced Lithography and Patterning Symposium. Thank you.